Peace, flock. Just like the previous message, we're going to take the length of my last video and see what Abba has in store for us. You who come here to the School of Marvelous Light know that this is something that Abba does to enlighten us. And let's just see if he's continuing to enlighten us, or this is just some fluke the grandson keep talking about. And also, not only is it enlightening us, but it's also in alignment with the messages that have previously been given to you when he does this. So in other words, when he reveals the information he wants us to know, it is always in alignment with the previous information that he's given us. It's expounding on it. You see that? And this is no different. So you guys that know that my last video was 39 minutes and 6 seconds long. 39 minutes and 6 seconds long. So y'all know what we about to do, right? And let's just see what Abba has that he wants us to know. So when we go to the Strongs, we look at that word 3906. Let's look at the Greek word first. That word is paraterio. And paraterio means to watch closely. Hear that, little flock? To watch closely. To observe carefully. All right? To scrutinize. You see that there, little flockulators? To watch closely, to observe carefully, to scrutinize, or to observe scrupulously. So now, little flockulators, I know y'all smart. Y'all noticing that this word doesn't just mean to be watching. It doesn't just mean to observe. It doesn't just mean to scrutinize. It means to do these things closely, carefully, and scrupulously. It also means to note insidiously, to take note of insidiously. Do you hear this, little flockulators? So this is a particular type of watching that's being done here. Don't you see it, little flock? Now, as we look more into this word, we see it means insidiously to note. So that means to watch in a unique type of way, don't it? Para means from close or beside, and tereo means carefully watch. To watch from beside. To be close to something, watching it. Closely watching. You see how that's going together there? To watch with great personal interest. You see that there? It also means to observe to ensure final success. So it's like if you're planting a plant, you're going to scrupulously watch that plant. You're going to scrutinize. You're going to watch closely to make sure that it comes and bears fruit. You see that there? Well, it also means when someone's watching you insidiously. They're watching you closely and observing you for a specific reason. Now, if they're watching you insidiously, what do you think the reason is they're looking at you? Well, I'll give you an example. What did you read often the Jews did when it came to Christ? When it says they would lie in wait, they would watch him looking for an opportunity to catch him. So watching, looking for an opportunity to catch would be paraterio, right? Now, why Abba want us to know that right now? Because I told you when we in Jerusalem and we at the heart, that is when the hour of temptation come. Don't it? Ain't that what I told you? Ain't that what I've been telling you? That's when the hour of temptation comes. Now, when the hour of temptation comes, there was one specific thing that Yahusha told us would preserve us during that time. One thing. It wasn't a whole bunch of stuff. Could it be what the grandson has told you? which is to learn how to talk right. And in this case, it would be to keep silent. As he said, to keep the word of his patience. This is the only way you will be kept from the hour of temptation, correct? Now I got a question for every last person listening to me today. Do you guys want to be kept from the hour of temptation? Just give me an honest answer. If the answer is no, then say no. If it's yes, then let your yay be yay. But I would assume that everybody upon the face of the earth would love to be saved out of it. Well, he told you that he'd do that for you if you did something for him. And what was that something for him that he said to do? To keep the word of his patience. Now, what the grandson been telling you? That you can't keep the word of his patience if your heart isn't in the right place. If your heart isn't in Jerusalem, peace be still, then you won't know how to be quiet. If you're not peaceful and still on the inside, you will not know how to be quiet in the face of much temptation to talk. Much temptation to come out of yourself. Much temptation to turn away from the truth of who you are. You see that there? I'll give you an example of what I mean. Let's say you're a mild-mannered, calm, cool, collected man. Let's just say that's what you say of yourself. Well, a temptation to that would be somebody tempting you and testing you to see if you really are those things. Now, how would they do that to you? They may antagonize you. They may incite drama. Correct? And why are they doing those things? Because you said you were patient. You said you were cool, calm, and collected. The only way to test to see if a man is that is to bring a storm into his life. Then that will really tell what he is. Correct? It's like somebody says they're good at something. They can say that all day long, but they must show that they are. And the way they show that they are is they're put through a test. You see it there. Well, it's no different with this. It's no different with this. You see that? So that paraterio and that watching, observing is the same thing Yahushua went through when he came into Jerusalem. Do you see what I'm trying to say to you? They watched him closely. Now you would often hear Yahushua say something. He would say, they sought to lay hands on him. See that there? They sought to take him, but his hour was not yet come. Y'all see that there? His hour was not yet come. Now remember when he came into Jerusalem and they went up into the Feast of Tabernacles? And he told his brothers, you go on up to that feast, but I don't go up yet. And his brothers went on up. And then he went on up, it says, secretly. And it says the Jews sought to kill him during this time. So he moved in a unique type of way. He was wise as a serpent. Correct? Why was he moving like that around that time? I gave you the clue. They were seeking to kill him. So when someone's seeking to kill you, what do? Do they paraterio? Look at that there. Look at that there. Now, when you hear looking to kill you, I mentioned this on my last video. The carnal mind automatically thinks that means to shed physical blood and nigga go down 6 feet down under the earth and get buried. Nigga sing a sad ass song and lay that nigga to rest. That's all they think about when they think of death. But what's really happening here is they're attempting to bring Christ outside of his truth. That's what the war that they're having with him is actually about. Who he is. So the temptation is to convince you that you're not who you are. That's what it's all designed to do. And so that's when you're being watched closely. Now you're being watched closely so that what can happen to you? Well, let's see what the other word is, little flock. And then we'll get a deeper understanding of what Abba's telling us here. All right. Remember, the number is 3906. So the Greek word we just covered. Now we're going to cover the Hebrew like we always do. Now the Hebrew word 3906 is the word lakatz. And lakatz means to press. Okay, to press, to oppress, to afflict, to crush, to distress. So do you hear this, little flock of ladies? To press upon, to crush down, to afflict, and to oppress. What was I talking about on my videos about the children of Israel and why they cried out to their God? Well, let's see. This word lakats here, let's see where it's used in the Bible. That'll help us get a deeper understanding, like I said. All right. So let's see where it's used at in the Bible. The word lakats is used in Exodus 3:9. What book? Exodus? What was going on with Israel in the book of Exodus? Well, the word Exodus means to exit. So they were leaving one state and going into their new state, leaving bondage or oppression, right, or distress or hardship. That's why they were crying, because of the lakats. That's why that word is written in Exodus 3:9. Now, what does Exodus 3:9 say? Well, let's see. And now the cry of the Israelites has reached me. This is Abba speaking. And I have seen how severely the Egyptians are oppressing them. I have seen how severely the Egyptians are oppressing them. That word oppressing, what do you think it is? It's lakats. So, guys, I don't know if you can hear what Abba's saying here, but I'll help you break it down if you're willing to listen. You are being closely watched and observed so that you can be put into oppression by someone else. I'll give you an example. Yahusha was being closely watched so that the ones who were watching him could tell him that he was doing something wrong so that they could put him under a bondage again. Because they were in bondage, they wanted to put him back under bondage. Hey, why are you doing that on the Sabbath day? Hey, why are you doing this? Hey, why are you doing that? Are they scrutinizing him? Are they watching him closely to oppress him? Didn't he say that once you know the truth, you're free? So then what is the enemy to a free man? Oppression is. Lakats is. So Abba is telling you, me, and everybody else that what you need to do is watch out for those who are watching you to put you back into bondage, because he's setting you free. Can't you hear that today? You don't think some people was paraterio when it came to Moses? Watching him closely to see? Watching him to see if he was going to make a mistake that they could capitalize on and say he was wrong and they didn't need to be following him? And we see the Jews were doing the same thing to Christ. And now you think that the same main thing ain't going to be happening now? Well, I'm here to tell you, obviously, Abba wants us to know that the same thing is happening now. This is when you need to know how to talk right. Is it? I'll ask you guys. I've been telling you that he's prepping our hearts so that we know how to speak the correct way, because that's the next stop where we're going, is where you speak. Right? That's what I've been saying. So in order to do that, in order to be prepared for that, you must know that there are those who are watching you to oppress you. So you must be wise as a serpent because of that and move just like Yahusha did. It said he moved in secret because the Jews were seeking to kill him. He knew that. And then when he said that to them, because they didn't tell him that, he said that to them. He said, you go about to kill me. And they said, who goes about to kill thee? You have a devil. Look at the response. So he told them the truth of their hearts, but look how they responded. They said, ain't nobody trying to kill you. You got a devil. Who told you that shit? Ain't nobody trying to kill you. You hear that shit? Do you see it? Now, were they trying to kill him? Well, soon, not too long after that, they did kill him, didn't they? Those same people that were watching Moses, that they often seek to try to kill him and often spoke about it. You know good and damn well that they did. So that's a temptation. That's what Abba wants you to know. That in itself is a temptation for you. People trying to watch you to see if you is who you is. You see that there? They're trying to see if you are who you are, and they're going to tempt you. And you must be prepared for that. And the only way you can be prepared is to be wise as a serpent. A serpent is very subtle. A serpent scopes out the terrain before he enters into it. You don't just go out there all willy-nilly. He looks around first and he looks for the most advantageous position to be in. This is why you hear Yahushua say these words. My time is not yet come. My hour is not come. Our reference when he was the Feast of Tabernacles, right? Feast of Tabernacles means Feast of Tents. What are we talking about right now? Dwelling in our tent as a plain man, right? So during that feast, which is about you being in your tent humbly as a plain man dwelling in your tent, that's what Tabernacles is about. During that, they were waiting to look and plotting to kill Yahushua. And his brother said, why don't you go up and show yourself to the world? Look at what I'm telling you guys. They said, why don't you go show yourself to the world, man? Go show yourself openly. Shit. And he said, nope, I'm going to go up there secretly. And that's what he did. So he didn't listen to his brothers, did he? No. He said, your time is always ready, but my time ain't yet ready. You see that, little flock? So that means patience. That's an attribute of a serpent. See what I'm trying to say? He went up there secretly and they did not know he was even there. When he was there and they were saying, where is Yahushua? We're looking for him. He was actually there right there teaching in the temple and they were looking for him. Do you see what I mean? And he didn't reveal he was there until he was in the temple teaching. And they heard him teaching and they came in there. And that's when he said, you all go about to kill me. Why? I did one work and you all marvel. This is what he says. This is what he says, does he not? So now, little flock, let's dive deeper into the series of events that surround this time of watching, scrutinizing, and seeking to be put in oppression. We notice that Yahushua calls it an hour. That's what he calls it. He calls it an hour. Remember, my hour is not yet come. My time is not yet come. That literally translates to, it ain't the right time. And I told you that that's an attribute of a serpent. He will not strike at the wrong time. He will only strike when he's sure he's going to hit the target. See, watch it to bring it to its completion was part of that definition as well. So that's what Yahushua is also doing. They're watching and so is he. He's watching to bring the work to completion. They're watching to bring him into an oppression, to tell him that he's sinning, to bring him into a distressful state, a state of worry, a state of doubt, a state of fear, second guessing and being double-minded like they are. They're seeking to bring him into that because remember, he said that generation is like children playing instruments asking you why you're not dancing to their tune. So if that's the truth, then the Pharisees and the Jews are asking everybody, why aren't y'all doing exactly what we are doing? See? Why do you do this? Why do you break the traditions? Why do you do that? Why do you do that? These are questions they were asking Yahushua. See? Why are you not dancing to the tune, Yahushua? Because y'all are slaves and I'm free. A free man dance is different than a poor man's slave do. Ain't that right? Shit. All right then. So I ain't gonna dance to the same tune. He don't listen to the same music neither. Free man listen to different music. Slave can't sing my song. I don't give a damn what you niggas say. I don't care what a nigga trying to say. No, I don't give a damn what nigga done said. I don't care what a nigga trying to say. No, I don't give a damn what a nigga trying to do. Why? Because my Abba is good. See? Slave cannot sing that. All he cares about is what a nigga say, what a nigga done said, and what a nigga do. That's all he thinks about. That's all he think about. You see? So now, he calls it an hour. Well, Revelation calls it the hour of temptation. Now, let's compare to what Yahushua said. He got distressed and everything, and he went into a garden. And he took 3 men with him, further into the garden with him. And then after he took them into the interior of that garden with him, he then separated himself and went about a stone's throw away from them, separated from them. And he prayed. And he said, Father, if it be at all possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, let your will be done. And then when he went back to his disciples, they were asleep. I need you to hear it, little flock, because it applies to you. They were asleep. And he said, what? You cannot watch with me 1 hour? See how he says watch? Come on, little flockulators. You know the grandson ain't playing. You know the grandson ain't playing around. You couldn't watch with me 1 hour? And then he says, watch that you enter not into what? Come on, slick. Yeah, put that Lego on up there. Put it on up there and watch it click. Don't it? You know good and damn well this shit clicking. The hour of temptation, watch, so that you don't enter into that temptation. Ain't that what he said? So what do we notice about when the hour of temptation comes? It comes when everybody is weary as hell and tired. Nah, do you find yourself saying that within yourself at all lately? Do you find yourself saying it? I don't want you to answer this question like you in class and you want to get an A on your report card so you're going to say the right answer. I want you to say the true answer. Do you find yourself at times talking about how tired you are with this life you're living? How tiresome it has become? Well, that means the hour of temptation is nigh, because that's when it comes. The enemy that's watching and waiting to oppress you, he's waiting for you to get wore down, for you to get beat down and weary and woe out. He shall wear out the saints. Is it not written? See what I'm trying to say? And this thing attacks the whole wide world, and the only way you're worthy, see, pray that you be worthy to escape all of these things that shall come upon the earth. The only way you'll do that is by keeping the word of his patience. By keeping the word of his patience. You hear that? So then he went and he prayed, and he was in this distress. This hour of temptation come. And then you know what came next? They came and they took him. Now, when he was in there praying, I'll sing the song to you so that you know the point I'm trying to make. In Gethsemane alone, oh, what love, matchless love, matchless love. Oh, what love for me was shown, His forever I will be for the love he showed for me. In Gethsemane alone. Y'all get the point? Oh, what love, matchless love. Oh, what love for me was shown. Where? In Gethsemane alone. That's what I want you to focus on, that word right there. In Gethsemane alone. We were just talking about what happened in Gethsemane, weren't we? He was dealing with what he was dealing with alone. He sought for companionship. He sought for some help. He sought for some brotherhood. He sought for some support, and he found none. He found none. So he suffered it all alone. See that there, little flockulators? It is not good that man should be alone. Let this cup pass from me if it be at all possible. Nevertheless, let your will be done. You shall all be offended in me this day, the same day that I'm describing to you. See what I'm trying to say? If all of your friends are offended at you, that means they're all going to turn their backs on you, doesn't it? How are you going to feel when they do that? All alone. See? Sweating drops of blood. In great distress. My soul is greatly distressed, even unto death. Did y'all hear that? What is soul? I've broken it down for y'all, so y'all should know what it means. My thoughts and my feelings. Why? Because the hour of temptation is here. That tries everybody. That the only way you'll make it through is to do exactly what Yahushua did. He opened not his mouth. I am what I am! Without ever opening his mouth. The hell with telling you niggas who I am. I'm going to show you who I am. Remember when Pilate stood there and he said, what is truth? And Yahushua just stood there. Yahushua just stood there on them niggas. So it is today, little flock. You ain't got to prove to nobody who you is by your words. Defending yourself, screaming out. Ain't that what they was trying to get him to do? Who do you say that you are? And then as soon as he opened his mouth and said anything, what did Caiaphas, the high priest, do? He rent his garment and he screamed out, we have all heard the blasphemy. We've all heard it. He deserves to die. Isn't that what he said? Isn't that what he said? So do you see what I'm saying to you here today? He said this is their hour. This is their hour when darkness would prevail and they would have a little hour of rulership. That was that hour. And so it is coming again. The temptation to try to hold damn earth. Great darkness coming on this damn earth. Great ignorance is going to attack everybody. If you don't know the truth, then you'll die. And die means to be dead in your sin, which means to be dead in a false identity. They shall be afraid of what they shall see coming on the earth. Do you think Yahushua would be? So then if you follow Yahushua, do you think you should be? But look how many people that say they follow Yahushua are gonna be. Well, I tell you right damn now, I ain't gonna be. Because I know the truth of the matter. And the truth have definitely set me free. To the glory of Yahushua this is done, not me, nigga. Because he the one said this. He said if you do this, then you would see the glory of it. I don't give my glory to nobody else. You got to do what I do if you want the glory. That's what means not giving my glory to nobody else. You can't do what somebody else said to do and get no damn glory. It ain't going to work like that. You got to keep the word of that patience when they watching you, when they observing you, when they scrutinizing you, looking for a crack in some damn harmony you ain't going to damn find. I shall attain to the heights that are unreachable to you niggas if that's what it's going to take for you to know who I am. As when Yahushua walked in, it says, virtue came off of him. If I could just touch the hem of his garment. You don't think the Pharisees and everybody watched that and saw that? That when they were scrutinizing him, they saw that and they envied that and wanted that for themselves? You don't think they did? Yeah. Yeah. Because there's nothing after this, little flock, but ascension. Isn't it right? If what the grandson is telling you is true, then that's just the way it works. If you're in the heart, then the next stop is the throat. Your heart has been made ready so that your throat will do what it's supposed to do, which is keep the word of his patience. Once you overcome by doing that, then you ascend up into the heavens like Yahusha did. And then you eventually will sit at the right hand of the Father, which is the last stop, which is where I'm headed. I'm going up, I'm way up high. I'm going up away we are. I'm going up away in the sky. I'm going up way up high. See? See? And I'm inviting you to come with me, just like Noah did, guys. It's no different. I'm inviting you to come on the ark as well, like Noah did. But we know few there be that shall find it. Few that be that find that narrow path that I've been describing to you all, that I've been imploring you all to look. I mean, look at the views on my videos, guys. I've been going for years. Has the view count changed at all? Or has it always practically stayed the same all these years? I got videos from 4 years ago, got 30 views on it. I got videos from a day ago, got 30 views on it. There indeed is few that find this pearl of great price that I'm describing to you. The only thing that's going to keep you during this hour, see, because nobody's exempt from it. If Yahushua wasn't, then what makes you think you'll be exempt from it? And the thing about it is, you will have to go it alone. That's why it's a narrow path. I told you, like going up a stream in a canoe with a one-person little canoe. Isn't that what I said? You see how this all connecting? You see how it's all connecting like a liquor? Connecting like a liquor? Because they is. And they always is, or they always going to be, because I'm always be who I am. And if I'm not being who I am, I can't connect no Legos, y'all. I can't connect no Legos if I'm not being who I am. You see that? Because then I'll be too caught up in what they have told me I am, what the world has told me I am. And me not being unsure and double-minded during this time will cause me to fall, not another man. He just pulled the Jenga block out of my house that caused it to fall down. But there ain't no Jenga blocks on this house. You see that there? This house is one piece. It's one. Hear, O Israel, I am your power is one. So y'all hear this message today and receive this message. And as the scripture says, prepare your hearts and gird thyself up as men for the scrutiny, for the watching, for the temptation, so that you can keep the word of his patience, because there ain't nothing else to do during that time. Would you agree with me? All right, little flock. Y'all be blessed. Shalom Israel.